What are you doing?
I mean...
Why is the Dalahoost? Why
Well,
is it back?
Swedish people have this, right?
Supposedly.
We've confirmed through Vendetta that Norwegians have it as well, but it's often blue, which is weird because, as he pointed out, you would think the Swedish would have blue and the Norwegians would have red.
Well, this was supposed to be from a specific region in Sweden, no? Like the region of Dala something or other, which is why it's called a Dalahoost.
Dala Hemslodged. Anyway, my question was, if you're Danish, do Danish people have this as well? Because, you know, Scandic region, right? So...
Dala Hemslud.
The Swedish have it, the Norwegians have it, but what about the Danish? If you're Danish, send me a tweet. I would like to know if you roll with these little horses. And until we find out, because we don't want to be biased. This isn't like, oh, we're supporting Sweden, but we know Norwegians have it as well. So now we want to know if the Danes have it. Also, that's all. Kjærbye has the best knife that I've seen, actually. I want Kjærbye's knife. The knife round is occurring.
I found out, by the way, that, you know, like, we tried some surströmming. Well, we didn't try it in the end, which is probably for the better. But someone sent you a video, right, about how to eat surströmming. And I thought it looked quite nice, actually, when it was done all properly. I actually watched a full 8-minute video.
Oh, so did I, yeah.
Because that guy, I don't know, it's very nice.
But the guy was
the guy, yeah, the chef guy.
He very much reminds me of Robert Olsen, actually.
He did, yeah. Maybe it was Robert Olsen.
Yeah,
but then I started to see a lot of related videos, and it doesn't surprise me that it became like it's like a YouTube thing. That is that music?
Where is that music coming from? Like celebration music.
Yeah, so it didn't surprise me that was like a thing that YouTubers do to make, you know, cheap content. Look at me doing this disgusting thing, and I might puke. You know, that's such a YouTube-y content, crappy content thing. And I saw one video where a girl was doing it, and she thought surströmming was from Switzerland. American, of course.
Dude, if one more American asks me if I'm from Australia, I swear someone's going to get slapped. Anyway, we're into the pistol round. As you can see, there was some music in the game, so I think they might be fixing that.
I think we should
keep it. I think that rock music was like one of those win victory things, those music packs. I've literally never heard one. Anyway,
I really wish we could just use one for an entire map, all the music packs. Why not?
We've got NiP moving with 4 people down the long area. Get right, keeping control of the split for now. But dupreeh and XyzX they're in short B. They might be looking for a split if they believe it's an A push. They haven't entered the door just yet, though, and the Glaive's going to get taken down towards the site. They need to get in flank quickly. dupreeh takes him towards CT, though, so XyzX will be the lone flanker for the side, but it may be too late for the Astralis guys to claw this one back.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible. You would want to... Well, you want to say it's impossible at this point, but we get 2 quick headshots just on the outskirts there. And all of a sudden it's 2 versus 3. Bomb is ticking away though, there's no kit. That's kind of the issue here, as the T's can play the delay game, but that said, no more frags to be had really anyway. So, never mind. NiP and IP. With the Freiburg, who has the fever. I hope he manages well with that fever. It's not easy to play sick. That is for sure. Not really easy to do many things when you have a fever. Although whenever I had a fever when I was younger, it would be video games all the time. A great excuse to play video games. Now, 3 Deagles, 257s, always quite scary to go up against, especially in the hands of the likes of Astralis. So NiP will be running one of their anti-force-buy rounds to try to deal with this. So you can see that right now we have Freiburg, who's passive with the Galil in the connector area. One of the reasons why he's one of the riflers here, but has also the Galil instead of the AKs, is because you want a rifle there, but you don't want to put your best rifle there because it is kind of a dangerous position, but you do want a guy that can actually shoot well at range. So Freiburg would be the man with the Galil to do that and not risk the AK-47. So that makes a lot of sense. They also had a player passively towards Monster to begin with, and then now, after waiting some time, realizing there's no aggression, they come all together as 5 up A long. This is how you do it. This is how you do an anti-force buy or an anti-eco Of course, there are other variations, other rounds you can run, but this is one of the most effective ways to do it. So if you're looking to incorporate a proper anti-force buy round, get the demo, copy what they're doing in this round, and experience success as they are experiencing success. I wish you success with your anti-force buy. Look at the success, no one's dead. They're all alive. And one of the key things to note as well in a round like this is just how they were able to create a situation where the Astralis players, they didn't have opportunities to even shoot their guns before the bomb goes down. You're cutting out so many variables. So I have to, you know, always got to throw props to a team like NiP when they run such a nice anti-force buy like this, because, you know, what could Astralis have done? Maybe they could have, in knowing that NiP would run this round, stack A long or something, but that's okay because NiP were passive there. They only went there when they had 4 to 5 players, so it's still very favorable for them. So there you go.
When you said that when you had a fever, you would spend all day playing video games, what did you do when you didn't have a fever?
Play video games.
That's what I thought. Astralis going to stack the B bomb site with their 4 USPs. Device, what gun do you have, sir? You have a P2000 as well. Interesting. I'm paying attention now to the CTs who pick P2000s. Not many of them do. Carrigan, a fan as well. Shock's been rocking the P2000 recently. But it's still a rare beast. It has an extra bullet in the magazine. It has a minimal, well, it's got 13 bullets rather than the 12 of a USP. But the problem is, for me, after the pistol round, you fire 1 bullet and everyone knows where you are immediately. Whereas, you know, when you need to get that double dink in with a USP, the silencer, let's say you're on Dust 2 and you're by the tunnel in that blind spot, and so you let somebody walk towards the door, you can get a double dink before they will have any idea what's going on. Oh no! Got the information for his team though.
Yeah, and again, you can see that NiP ran basically the same rounds. And again, even though there was a stack towards the A-bomb site, it didn't do anything, more or less. Okay, Kjærbye managed to pick up an extra kill with the UMP, but because NiP put themselves in a spot where they have 2 rounds where they have a very high chance that they don't lose anybody, and because the last round they actually lost nobody, as in most times that it will be that case, this doesn't hurt that much for NiP. And we highlighted Dignitas with this yesterday as well, when they were playing their anti-force buys and anti-ecos on, it was Nuke, I believe. And yeah, they are a similarly structured team in that in the rounds like this, and it gets them so many extra buys. It's crazy.
I do wonder. I'm still thinking about USPs, Dan, and P2000s, but
It's time to think about rifles.
It is indeed. So Device is going to be AWP, no Kevlar. At the beginning of this, he is going through the toilets at the moment. I'm wondering if he's going to go to the forward-most position. Indeed, he isn't. Yeah, I think he was facing Connector just to look away from any incoming flashbangs. Zipek's picked off quickly towards short B, and that's firmly taken control of by GetRight, but he's got 9 HP, so he is grenadable. That said, only Kjærbye has grenade, and he's over towards A. But GetRight will be careful. You see, as he backs up, Glaive takes short B, and Glaive's continuing to push as well, so he's going for the information play. This is really cool. GetRight's got a nice off angle, but he's got 5 HP. Oh, he hasn't seen the head yet. Just in time. Minute 10, so NiP they're not forced to rush towards A just yet. They can still consider their options.
So now NiP start to press towards toilets as a unit, with a split on long as well to work with. This is going to be interesting now, as there's almost no grenades left for Astralis. Glaive is going to go with any grenades. He's on towards B as well. He's rotating now. Looks like Astralis have worked out what's happening. They can hear everything. Smokes are down. This is the classic Dignitas wall of smokes we see, but that's really nice there. We see Kjærbye able to get the, just elevating himself there to take down the bomb planter, slow things down. This allows Astralis to stop them moving back into post-plant positions before they can actually get to those positions. That's beautiful stuff there from Astralis.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know. I'm not sure if he was boosted. I guess he must be boosted.
No, he was on the little container thingy, little bin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I believe. I'm pretty sure.
I thought he was more to the right than that, but
I think he was on that bin.
That's pretty cool. Nice stuff. Pit taken down. That's a surprise win for Astralis as far as NiP are concerned. Probably weren't expecting to get picked off at that angle. I do wonder if we'll see more of that now from other teams. I'm sure as one team picks it up, all the other teams will. Lots more utility now for Astralis. The Molotov's coming out for the side. And again, Device, when he wants to go for a pick, he's really good at just looking away, expecting flashbangs to come in. He's even got armor now. Get right again towards the short B position. 3 here for the CTs, 1 spotted by Get Right. And this might be a fast play from NiP.
Yeah, very big split onto that B-bomb site. Get Right able to get the finish onto Zipex, but Glaze standing on top of the smoke, essentially doing, well, basically just killing everyone. That is a big round there for Astralis. That defense was pretty immaculate, all things considered. NiP went with a very quick and disruptive play, but Astralis adapted to that very finely.
And that's put the money in an awkward spot for NiP. Pit's got 5,500, but the rest of his team have a lot less. So he's going to drop loads of guns for his team. 5 Deagles, the Butcher buy. Pit able to afford armor as well. That's a nice angle being held by Forest, or that was. Would have been cool with a scout. Probably would have killed that, I reckon, knowing Forest. So Astralis will take initial map control and then move back. Kjaerbye and Device around the toilets. So far, so good for Device. We'll see if NiP can get anything done. I mean, it looks like they're just looking for damage in this round with these Deagles in tow. No grenades for the side, so I think the priority is to hurt the CT economy, of which there isn't much at the moment. There is damage to be done here. They're prioritizing that over utility to get a bomb plant. No success just yet, though. Barely been touched, Astralis. 1 tag onto Zipex. dupreeh would still need 2 shots from a Deagle to go down. And there we go. Some damage done. That's going to weaken things towards B as well. Instant reaction from Astralis, rotating back from the A site for the most part. Device checking long quickly. NiP not showing their hand just yet. Bomb not spotted by Astralis, so they may have to keep 2 players per site. I do wonder if NiP would go for a boost to try and pick up somebody towards balcony. Maybe if they had more time. Is that a double barrel play? This could be bad. Xizt can spot this from the right-hand side. They're not holding the angle though, Astralis. They're concealing their position. If you go deep by the barrels, you can be seen from short, but if you are just shy of that, then it changes everything. There goes the bomb. Glaive, can he get the 3rd man? Zipex will do the job for him. Only the 1 person lost for Astralis in that round, so that's pretty good considering what NiP were aiming for.
Yeah, I mean, despite the start that NiP had, I mean, and again, if you consider the start that they did have, they have such a good buy here because of how well they ran their anti-ecos and anti-force buys and so on. Because Astralis have just been doing a fantastic job in taking down NiP, defending them, and just whatever they throw at them in these rounds. They've been looking much better, and NiP have yet to show us that they can take one of these buy versus buy rounds. Astralis with a forward setup here towards connector. We'll see whether or not this does some good damage. It can often be quite fragile because if you lose a man, or if the setup's spotted, NiP will realize that the toilet side is completely up for grabs, and it looks like Glaive's going to take both kills. That is very important. They've got the bomb as well. That should be a round winning advantage.
Problem for Astralis is that they're now trapped with 2 people in connector, which is going to draw more Astralis players forward to protect them. They don't have the high ground. They don't have short B either. They're in a triangle of doom, basically. But it's working out for them. Their Device is coming in from the high ground as well with the AWP. So despite the control of the bomb, that could have fallen apart for Astralis, but they get every single kill. That is insane. If you think about it, 2 Astralis guys in connector, NiP have a guy coming in from the top. They've got Get Right in short B, although he's got to be careful from a short B push as well from the CTs. And then they've got, I think it was Freiberg at the back of connector. So that was really awkward for both sides. Despite the man advantage for Astralis, could have easily turned around there because they had to take risks. Device coming in to help his teammates as well. I mean, maybe they choose to push short B, and then we just have one massive heat map. Well, one tiny heat map, rather. Anyway, pyth trying to catch Device off guard, and he will do that. That is going to be a nice pickup for him. AWP and an AK quickly for NiP. 5 versus 3. They've got nice weaponry as well, continuing their charge. One player moving up the long position. Now they're really getting the frags, NiP. Although Glaive is changing things as much as he can. Get right, going to pick him off with the scout, of course. dupreeh on the flank. This is still winnable. Now it's Get right with the scout. No Kevlar. And Astralis will clean up. An expensive round, but a consecutive round for them. It's all good in the hood. Well,
an expensive round, but they just 2v5'd that. So that is... I think they should they need to say thank you, Clay. They need to give him a pat on the back for getting those 3 kills there. Very, very nice. Saving the day, stopping NiP getting a lot of free guns and a round win. And again, a forward setup on connector, but not 2-man setup this time, just Kjaerbye. Glaive will be holding toilets this time. And we will see, or he will see, the flashbang over the top. He's feeling that pressure.
Device went, I've got to cut you off, Dan. Device went for the hero play. He ran through the Molotov on short B to hold an angle, to have a very forward position for his team. But in the meantime, Astralis haven't rotated any players based on his position. They've got Kjaerbye and connector as well, but look how close NiP are getting. And now Kjaerbye may be the playmaker for the CT side if he can get back to A fast enough.
Yeah, I was just saying, NiP made a really nice read here to just run up long. And realizing the kind of setups that Astralis are running, but again, it doesn't matter too much if Kjaerbye can just walk out of connector and just take the frags like that. And once again, NiP get up to the site, they execute their smokes, but they just can't get the bomb down because Astralis are proving so effective at causing disruption past those smokes. And it's really interesting because when teams play against Dignitas, it feels as though Dignitas don't get into this spot, or I haven't seen it at least, whereby they have so much trouble. Like, Dignitas make that wall of smokes look so good, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas NiP are struggling to even get a bomb down.
Yeah, from the buy round, NiP haven't won a single round. They've come close in some respects, but they haven't won a single one. So, but I like that play from Device. I was watching him in the second window, but we'll have to come back to that. Trades quickly over towards B bomb site. Will the T's commit to this though? ZFX is on his own, but that's not still not an easy task for the T's to deal with. Well, as you can see, pyth might get taken down here, indeed he will. And that's the bomb again, as Forrest and Xizt looking to rotate, so Forrest has to go and collect that. In the meantime, Kjaerbye is by the slide. So this map is closing in on NiP. I have to say, it's still relatively early, but I'm loving the changes for both FaZe and Astralis with Carrigan moving on and Glaive coming in, because both teams are looking so much better.
I mean, the hopelessness for NiP is that they've been able to have a lot of buys. They've been able to run rounds in the ways that they want to, execute their smoke walls and so on A, which they've gone to a few times, but they don't get this relative success that you see Dignitas having with this exactly the same execution of that set piece. So, you know, is it because, you know, Freiburg's a little bit off? You know, it's because it's early in the morning. Are they tired? I don't know what it is, but Astralis are proving themselves to be quite good at deflecting everything so far. And even when they had a bit of trouble with the Tech-9s, Glaive steps up, dupreeh steps up. Now there's 2 players left. It's Get Right and Xizt trying to open things up. Can Get Right be the can opener? He is opening cans left and right, and now the bomb can be planted.
He went for the old school plant. Doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. 2 against 2. Oh, that nade blasting Xizt into pieces. Get Right on the low ground now, trying to give himself to 1 versus 1, but now he is location known. But it's awkward if Device on the high ground with the AWP. Now he's just kind of running distraction. He needs to rely on Kjaerbye to get the frag here. Get Right looks the wrong way at the wrong time. And the retake is successful. Astralis keep going back to the double barrel play, but again, very importantly, they're not going deep into the barrels and exposing their position from the short B position, which a lot of teams do. And when you have an AK, that's a really nice and relatively easy pick-off. It's a lot more difficult if somebody's in the water, for example, although It is, I mean, you have to be wary of two places at the same time from the T point of view, but if someone's just sitting there deep into the barrel spot, then you just strafe, pop them once in the face, and that's a wrap. So good positioning from Astralis in that respect. And of course, the second play there will take people off guard unless they are used to the setup. And that can crush around. Either way, Astralis are crushing this half at the moment. 7 rounds in a row.
Device with that usual aggression there. Not with the AWP though. dupreeh's actually on the AWP and he's taken that to catwalk, or short I suppose. Not really a catwalk, but the short area on B towards Suez. Freiburg will, with Pits, slowly but surely clear and occupy the connector area. And now the rest of the team can start to progress. And that's a very timely incendiary there from Astralis as they start to fall back. Lots of nades to them still. And dupreeh is still holding an angle with the AWP towards Suez. And Astralis with a completely different setup in this round, just going very passive after having rounds where they play very much very far forward. You have seen the diligence that is forced out of NiP because of that.
The Molotov was so cool because they backed off afterwards, but it almost suggests that somebody's closer and wastes more time for NiP. 30 seconds, all 5 guys here. Glaive playing around the corner of the smoke, but that's not going to go in his favor. Get right, has got more places to check just before he can take a player down. Device will make the save. Kjaerbye still there, and now maybe NiP will finally have a successful plant. 4 guys, but they may not have ideal post-plant situations. I'm sure they'd prefer somebody further back, and that might be Xizt going all the way to long, maybe looking to flank any would-be CTs coming from toilets, but they're all here in the CT area on the stairs. There goes Kjaerbye, lovely angle from Freiburg. Moving back to support the bank position. Forest is somewhat exposed at the moment, but this may be a round that NiP can finally win. CT's retreating. Kjaerbye's got $11,000 though, but Zipex and Glaive are quite low on the money, so perhaps they'll prefer to save. Because again, another option is to take weapons away from the opponent, who have mere hundreds of dollars in the bank per person.
So finally, one of those methodical rounds for NiP works. But again, we can't ignore the setup from Astralis, where they, after sort of conditioning NiP to expect aggressiveness and forcing, and that therefore forced out a lot of grenades from NiP, and also denied them picking opportunities early into the round. Astralis might go back to playing a bit more aggressively now. We'll have to see whether what their interpretation is. So actually, it's still fairly passive. Although I suppose you could classify the push from Device in Suez as quite aggressive. And if there's a push in the door, he's going to be able to either maybe spot that and maybe get the frag with the AWP. Maybe a grenade can come into the door to allow Device to peek through that door with the AWP, but perhaps not. Seemingly, Astralis will fall back all the way onto A. Again, just playing really passively after that initial aggression from Device on Suez.
Yeah, he's playing on the fact that the door's never opened early, in most cases. Just like that infamous game against G2, he was preying on the fact on Short Dust 2 that they always pop flash lower tunnel before they peek. Using the behaviors, the patterns of players to get an advantage. Xizt. Oh my god, Xizt, please! You don't, what are you doing? How does he? Okay, get right, saved him. Oh my god, that was redonkulous. And now he's stuck. The flames are coming. But Glaive, where's the communication? There's too many players, too many places to look. This is carnage. Device on the rotation. And these little frags here and there could have gone either way. Xizt pushes, finally gets taken down, lining up for him. AWP would have been glorious there. But that's a wrap for Astralis. Xizt gets all the way to the corner to check it, and then doesn't check it. He deserved to die. And he lost my pen.
So many places to look. NiP coming back here. And again, we can't forget they won the pistol and the following 2 rounds. So they found success on 2 consecutive bite rounds now. So now Astralis' money starts to be pushed. Oh, we haven't seen this for a while. This is what Kjærbye does like to do, or at least Astralis, they like to push a player onto bench, all the way to the bench. Perhaps, though, that's an expected play as well at this point, so you've got to be careful about that.
Freiburg got shot through the wall in connector. Device was on the stairs, went for the strafe, pre-fire.
All this positioning. dupreeh, oh my days. He can just wait here for so long. No one's looking at this. This is never being checked.
Oh! It's the random turnarounds. And the NiP know that Astralis have all the information. They have to rush now. They have to push in. Zipex is exposed, and he will get taken down. Retake for Astralis. Man advantage. Disadvantage, rather. Look at all the nades flying in. How do you do this? Oh, there's a hole in the defense. Kjaerbye. And Glaive can capitalize on the distraction. But where are the final two players? The bomb has not been planted yet. Was that a pre-fire? That was insane. Forest with a lot to do. Device just biding his time, holding an angle. Glaive can strafe and look on the top, see everything that's going on the site. And that leaves Kjaerbye to wait. Forrest is in a trap. He doesn't know where the pieces are on a chessboard. Will he go for the hero plant? Oh, the creep through the smoke. Kjaerbye wasn't willing to wait.
I was worried there that that round would kind of just fall on its face for Astralis, because that was such a round-winning position from, I think, dupreeh. And, I mean, he almost could have waited a bit more until the smoke was going away, or to, like, have a spot where Zipex could help him out. Because as soon as he shoots there, everyone is going to be looking towards him. And it does give Zipex a window, potentially. But, yeah, goes for the guaranteed 2 kills, works out. And
Freiburg was doing a 180, that's why he started firing. Random 180. And they still had teammates coming from behind NiP, but Freiburg just like, I'm going to turn around now.
Yeah, that's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just his sixth sense telling him something's not right. Well, the money here for both teams is not in the best place ever. NiP needs this round bad. They need this round very badly. Now, they're going to be able to pick up the first kill onto dupreeh. And this setup here on long is going to be very important because bomb's traveling up long. So Glaive and Kjaerbye, they are the players now to either put Astralis in a position where they can win this round, or where the B players will likely just have to save their guns.
Oh, in your jaw. Oh, Forest! Oh my god, that has got to be frustrating for Astralis. That is crushing. It's a 2 versus 5. Forest 1v2s of a scout. Glorious stuff. Checking all the angles now. Zipex is alone. He's got some smokes that may be his friend, maybe his enemy. Sees the feet of Get Right. What else can he do? Bomb's getting planted. Has angles to stop it, but they're being pre-fired by NiP as well. Zipex looking for the ace here if he can do it. Nice shoulder peeking there, but he can't get the fatal connection onto Xizt. And that may have broken the back of Astralis as we move into the last round of the first half. Look at this. Look at that swipe. Boom.
He's not messing about. He's not messing about. 8-6, important round. You can see why it was so important for both teams. Astralis are in a spot where they have no money. They've got no money. And if NiP lost a round, they would have been in the same spot. But no, they've upgraded for an AWP from a scouts. The device in that position I talked about previously, the bench push that Astralis like to throw in there. Dignitas like to throw this in as well, I think. I do believe.
Someone told device that Collector has an O, not an E at the end. Send him a polite tweet. Unless he wants it to be like that. In which case, it's perfectly fine. Has not been spotted just yet though. How many kills can he get? That's the bomb again. NiP dropping bombs like the American government. 3 versus 3. Astralis can't hold control of the bomb, but it's kind of weird. There are weapons on the floor to collect, but they're so far away, and they've got control of the bomb sites. That said, Glaive's moving forward with his FAMAS. Wants to be able to rotate his players, potentially. He's gone to the 1 and done spot. The spot where it was 0 and done for 2 Astralis players in the previous round. The spot where maybe they lost the round. Get right. Good angles. I don't know if he spotted the jumping player behind the APC. Maybe he came up on the radar. dupreeh coming in for the flank, but will he go fast enough?
Five sevens are good usually here for likes dupreeh and Zipex, but not this time. It's going to be get right with that frag, and surely it's over now. Ooh, oh, It's a little bit difficult. It's really annoying when sometimes you just can't quite get the 5-7 to connect.
Yeah.
Feels weird sometimes.
You shoot a few bullets too fast and it runs away from you, maybe.
Yeah. Either way,
Blat.
8-7.5 is definitely going to be. It's going to feel nice for NiP, but they'll be disappointed. I think they didn't get more off of the back of the start they had, because they had a really good start, to be honest. And then they just kind of ran 2 Byrons into Astralis that were unsuccessful largely.
It was really frustrating for NiP to plant the bomb, I noticed. So many times they tried to plant the bomb. The bomb planter got wrecked.
Yeah.
Pit over the top. Sometimes through the smoke, sometimes from the back. Freiburg has... okay, he spotted the fuse kit and the high explosive grenade again. The high explosive grenade seems to be a new trend. The fuse kit and high explosive grenade on various maps as well, not just this one. So I do wonder what the idea is behind this. Range working out for Forest. He's going to back off as well and kind of retain that range if he can versus these players. But Device will shut him down. Freiburg is already in position, however. Still got his HE grenade as well. Get right, doing God's work.
The Lord's work. Yeah, it's definitely a bad look now for Astralis. I thought they're looking quite good until Get Right appeared. Jumping around. Jump around. Jump up. Jump up and get down.
Kill me now.
Why?
Oh, here we go. If Zipex manages to kill Get Right, yeah, Freiburg's gone on the high ground, so that HE's coming in. HE will not be deployed. I left my observer PC on Freiburg the whole time. I wanted to see the HE, but perhaps on another day or perhaps later on, as there are many more NiP matches to come. Freiburg 7 kills at the moment. Feel free to send him a tweet and wish him good health, get well soon, etc., so on and so forth. Astralis have opted for the force buy. We've got the Tech 9s coming out, and they will take a frag for a frag. Kjaerbye. Oh, angles, Pit! Angles, no! He's, oh man, where's the aim at? Angle? Pit, that's not like you. It's like his sensitivity was double. This went way overshot, way overshot. What has happened to this buy? Forrest, you've got a lot to do, my friend. Get right to buy the bomb, but he is vulnerable, to say the least. He has 44 HP, and all these weapons are dangerous.
They must know he's there at this point. I mean, surely they've got a good idea that someone could be there. I mean, he's been tagged up, but he's actually going to leave the position. I guess he didn't see the bomb.
Well, I don't know if he can defend it against 3 people with half his health. So he may have to just give it up and take a new position, take these players by surprise, or work with Forest and stack one of the sites.
Bet CT all. Oh god.
Well, there you go. Hand over the monies. I mean, this is Get Right has to go for this. Kjaerbye and Device have no health. So if Get Right is lucky, if he's right place, right time, the door's open as well. That's a good start. Kjaerby's going to go for the peek. He's surely going to die. Oh, Get Right. You need to just make one connection. He's going to give it up as well. Man, that's insane. Kjaerby's got 14. I don't think Get Right touched him once. He didn't. I'm pretty sure he didn't. If he gets that kill, that is insane. 14 HP, 2 HP. There we go. Astralis win the force buy, and they will take the lead. 9-8. Still much Counter-Strike to be played. We've seen yesterday it was just force buy wins for days. We saw, I think, 5 force buys won in a row in one match, and then 4 the match prior or 2. So
that was Mirage, wasn't it? I think it was Mirage.
Could have been. There were so many, I don't remember now. So let's see what NiP choose to do in this situation. Their money sucks. There we go, it's forced by town.
At least it's Overpass. Overpass is a pretty good map to do stuff on. for CTs, so you got options. Gero's going to go down to connector. Of course, he's got the ump, as has Forest. Astralis is just going to be diligent, thorough in how they try to clean up this map. They definitely must realize the force buy potential out of NiP here. I mean, they're playing it very much like you would, or some teams would, on an anti-eco type scenario. So just watching for aggression all over the place, sticking together as 3 for the most part. The Apex will be able to find Freiburg on sewers. And Device clears out a long, so path is created onto the A-bomb site. So all is pretty well here, despite Forest and Xizt being able to overwhelm one player. It doesn't matter, the bomb site's been taken. So Astralis managed to avoid the landmines here in this round.
Uh-oh. It's all about the element of surprise for NiP, which will be difficult in this scenario. No kits on these players. The 2 versus 2. I mean, if they happen upon some AKs on the way, maybe they'll pick them up if there are any on the floor. Xizt going to push through the smoke, but not much he can do. And now Forest stuck by Optimus, and that's where he will lay. Force buy fails for NiP in terms of winning the round, but they've done good damage to the Astralis economy. Much to be bought again. Device pondering. Oh no, he's not pondering. He's got a Mac 10, so he's good. He's fine. Everything's fine. Now it's a opportunity for Astralis to make some of that money back. Maybe we'll see Device leading the charge since he's got a Mac 10. Indeed he is. So it was nice on the previous round. We saw dupreeh on the lower end of connector, and there were 2 players coming in from the high ground. So again, they had the better anti-force buy approach to the connector area, and it's good if you choose to take it properly, because NiP, I mean, or any force buying CT team could put 3 people there. So if you take connector properly with some guys on the high ground as well as the low ground, then you could just crush the round just in connector. The round could be over once you've cleared connector out. So it's a cool play if you do it properly, but if you do it badly, it's a disastrous play more often than not.
So Astralis have a good position to work from now. They've got loads of cash in the bank, they've got the AKs. We can start to really see what their T-side kind of looks like, or could look like against NiP, today at least. So they opt for the fast sewers take, and look at these incendiaries from the CTs to actually stop that. First we'll get a peek into 2 players. Oh my god, nicely done. Takes them both down. They're both standing there expecting the aggression because they saw the Molotov from the CTs, so they know there's going to be an aggressive take, and yet they still both die. I don't think anyone shot a bullet.
Do you know why Kjaerbye died? He died because he pulled his knife out for no reason as Forest peeked. That's why he died, because I was watching him on my screen.
Oh really? It didn't look like that from Forest's perspective.
He pulled his knife out. No, he pulled his knife out and pressed Q immediately, and died because he couldn't fire his gun. Those ticks.
That is really silly, especially considering, again, you see the CT froze the incendiary there. You have to anticipate aggression if there's an incendiary there, because okay, bunch of rounds maybe there couldn't be an incendiary there, but you have to presume that there might be a push coming. Because that's one of the potential effects in that situation.
Kjaerbye does that a lot, actually. I noticed in recent matches, because he has quite a nice knife, and he likes to look at it in inopportune moments. But I mean, people like to just confirm what the Q weapon is. If they want to move quickly, for example, then you want to just make sure your knife, or maybe your pistol, so you can just press Q and whip out whatever you need. But indeed, he couldn't fire his gun.
Oh my god!
Because actually, I don't know if we can get a slower replay of that later, but even though you see it from Forest's perspective, the
X-ray.
the info on the side on the left, it will highlight what is selected, what weapon is selected. So you should see Kjaerbye's. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if it'll show in there. It's so fast. If the knife comes out or not, I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, Anyway, Astralis back on a bye.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got 2 players in the connector area for NiP. We saw Astralis run that setup a couple of times.
See, look, dupreeh just did the same thing. Just pulled his knife out for a second.
Just for a second.
It's a mad tick. Taz used to do it. I used to do it in 1.6. I wonder if Halvor can tell us if he can do it.
It's walking straight into the angle. It's so hard when you walk into the angle because there's like 4 spots to check straight away, like instantly. It's one of those angles. That's why that position is so good, because it's the only position where you can't check any of the other positions at the same time. Is that angle? That's basically the idea, I think. So a lot of flurry of frags here as all of a sudden connector is just unleashed. The setup was found by Astralis, and they come out really good there. 2 versus 1. Xizt is stuck in the connector. They know he's there. Glaive is holding the angle. This is such an unfavorable position to walk out of. Wow. Okay.
The entire round pretty much took place in or around connector.
Yeah.
It was cool that NiP had a double setup towards the shelves. So one man got taken down, but had second one there. Doing similar things that Astralis were doing towards barrels on B. However, ultimately, it doesn't work out for them. Astralis back in the good books. Kjaerbye leading the charge. We see the force buy from NiP. 2 rifles, the sniper rifle onto pyth. And pistols for the other 2. 3 players in long for NiP. Those flashes are shallow enough to flash everyone. Although, I believe some are hiding behind rocks. Maybe 2 are. Forrest is facing toilets, GetRight's facing the floor, and pyth's holding the angle with the scout. Device, not showing anything just yet.
It's like a surprise birthday party.
Yeah.
The surprise! And except at this birthday, you get shot in the face.
Got to be careful, NiP players of lining up. All of a sudden, the cavalry appears for Astralis. 3 players facing the 3 in long, and the setup's not going to work out for NiP.
Rubbish birthday party. It was rubbish.
Your birthday party. I went to your birthday party, and your birthday party sucks.
Good balloons, though.
Yeah, you can even stand on them.
Those balloons are quite rigid. Look how rigid they are.
They're like concrete balloons.
They are so weird. So weird. So it's a great start here for Astralis. I mean, the one thing that's weird about this is that they know this is sort of like a force buys-esque situation, but they are quite spread out despite getting those 2 picks. I don't think there's necessarily a need to do that, but they do discover the holes by doing so. Even though they potentially are isolating people all over the place, they found the holes, but at the same time you can see that they give up ZipX, which does give an AK to Freiburg, who does have armor, so now they can go save that AK. So it would have been much cooler, I think, for me personally, after you get those 2 kills on long, you can just take everyone together in one spot. I mean, it's just they don't have the numbers to trade you, they don't have the engagements to trade you. And you can, and if someone dies, you can always control what happens to that gun as well.
Look at the C's. The bomb site is well and truly abandoned right now. They absolutely 100,000 million bajillion % know that NiP is saving that AK. And everyone is in T spawn. pyth missing shots, of course. Can't save his teammate. Freiburg was used as baits. The water was chummed and the sharks came in.
I kind of feel like straight away that you want pyth at the further race spot with the scout and Freiburg up close to the AK there. I think it would have been a bit cooler to see that. But no.
But then, well, Freiburg would be more vulnerable to losing the AK then, if he's further forward. That's the problem. The priority is to save the AK, so in that respect, pyth
he was more exposed though.
Yeah,
and the way the baiting works in those angles.
They went to a position where they had nowhere to hide, unfortunately for them.
Yeah. That's why the club position's quite good, because you can get around cover pretty easily.
Or even outside Monster, because then you can have pyth holding towards Monster, and maybe he gets shot in the back. In the meantime, Freiburg can hold short B. And if pyth goes down, then he knows someone's coming from that direction. So like this area here.
Well, it's just another anti-eco here. The formality for Astralis says they should be able to take this no problem. Just pyth's left now with the USP, so that it will be 14 rounds to 9. 9. And they're very close now, Astralis, to taking Overpass. And I think Overpass is a map that you always expect them to take. I think Cash was next, which would be NiP's choice, no doubt about that. And Astralis, I think, I still like them for Cash as well. I think they're just going to be in a place where right now, especially with Freiburg being sick, where they should be able to take this. And it's really important because Astralis, NiP, and I think G2 are the 3 teams in major contention right now for claiming a top 4 spot. And we'll see how that develops as the day goes on. G2 have many matches to play. And looks like this is a very fast round, fast affair here for NiP. Just a quick contact play to seal the deal.
Forest makes it in 1 versus 2 actually, and the bomb plant's going to be aborted. They're rotating towards the A site, but that gives him time as well. Obviously, he's got to be careful that there's every chance that one of these Ts could be hanging around for him, and indeed, Device is doing exactly that. Very unfavorable situation for Forest, and that is a close-up execution. Match point for Astralis, and the money is back in the doldrums for NiP.
That's a round that NiP ran against Astralis, but against Astralis, they defended it way better. They had they had Glaive able to actually. In fact, I think NiP used more smokes, and that's actually what ended up being beneficial to Astralis to hold it when Astralis were on the CT side. There's those contact plays, and then NiP never went to those on their T side again after that failed. It's unfortunate. Little play here by pyth to get into the deep position on A long, but deflected easily by Device. And none of these little aggressions are working out here for NiP. They lose 2 players already. And with 2 UMPs and a Deagle, you can't favor their chances unless you're crazy.
Some people are. We saw crazy people on the way here. But maybe they're not fans of Counter-Strike. Forest and Xizt. NiP, they needed to take risks. They took risks. They didn't work out. Such is life. Not over yet, though. But it is likely to be soon. And that is another nail in the coffin. And there goes Forest. No kills in the last round for NiP. Astralis just too strong. I mean, they got loads of consecutive rounds, Astralis, on both halves as well. NiP had a lot of difficulty planting the bomb in the first half, as we said, after winning the pistol. I think it was 7 rounds in a row for NiP, and then, sorry, for Astralis. And then they got 8 rounds from 9 in the second half. So success is something NiP did not enjoy much of in that game.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, again, Freiburg's a bit sick, but Astralis been playing well. I guess the true test will be Cash. I don't think NiP can really afford to. I mean, they need the rest of the games, and they should be having a really good shot, I think, with the rest of the matchups that they have to take most of the maps. So I'd be surprised if they drop this. But again, with Freiburg being sick, now I don't know where to put them. So we'll see how it goes. But it is time for a break.